guys, welcome to my Fire Giant Slayer guide. To start off, we're going to talk a little bit about the Fire Giants. They're level 134, and they give 207.5 Slayer XP every kill, which is pretty good. They give you 444 combat XP and your skill of choice, and they also give 148 Constitution XP, and their weakness is Slash. And yes, they are cannonable, but I do not recommend it because you will lose a lot of money in the process, and you will and the kills are already very fast. You won't speed them up in a way that's worth the amount of money you'll be spending. Alright, so you can find the Fire Giants in a few places, namely the Waterfall dungeon, the Chaos tunnels, and the Brimhaven dungeon. For me, the Waterfall dungeon is probably the best bet, but if you don't have the Waterfall quest completed, then you may want to use the Chaos tunnels or the Brimhaven dungeon. And to get to the Waterfall dungeon, you're going to want to use a games necklace to the Barbarian outpost. You're just going to want to run south till you see a bridge. You're going to go through the house where you did the Waterfall quest, and then you're going to head down the raft. Use the rope, and you're going to head down to the Waterfall dungeon after climbing down the tree, which I'll show you in just a second. For the Brimhaven dungeon, you're going to want to charter a ship to Brimhaven, or you can use, if your house is there, you can teleport to your house. And then the dungeon is just south of you. You'll have to pay coins on entrance, but it's like 800 coins, so it's not a big deal. And once you get inside, you're just going to want to follow the middle path. You're going to jump over like lava stepping stones or something like that. And there's Fire Giants to the south of you, or I prefer going up the stairs and heading north of the Greater Demons into the upper level, and there's more Fire Giants there, but you can also go to the southern spot if you wish. And finally, for the Chaos Tunnel, start off in the Edgeville Lodestone, cross the Wilderness Wall, and head north around the river by the mining spot, and then into the Rift. Once you're there, you'll be in some rock crabs. Just take the first portal to the north, and you're at the Fire Giants. Now for the gear setup and the ability setup. My gear setup, I just use double Dragon Scimitars. Since he is weak to Slash, I definitely recommend using Slash. Use 2 weapons if possible, because you won't need any defense, you won't need a shield. And then I wore just Guthans because it's cheap. Barrels armor, you can wear Rune, you can wear Bandos, you can wear whatever the heck you want, as long as it's melee armor and has decent range defense. The rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. I use a Soul Wars cape, even though I didn't use prayer. If you want to, you can. That's really the only cape I have. If you want to use, pity or whatever the heck you want to use, then you can bring a Soul Wars cape, and you can bring prayer potions. I also have a Knight is Not helm, Bandos boots, Ring of Wealth, just because I don't have anything else. So, and then Galarial's amulet with a switch to the Amulet of Glory, because you need the Galarial's amulet to get into the Waterfall dungeon. For my inventory, I just have 2 supersets and some food, and then a bunyip, rope, some other stuff for getting into the Waterfall dungeon. For my abilities, I have anticipation to help increase my adrenaline. The rest are all just basic abilities that I can use with two-hand weapons. Just look for any basic abilities that fit the type of weapon you have, and then add some threshold abilities like Flurry, and I think it's called Destroy. Yeah, Destroy right here. And then you can have 1 ultimate ability like Massacre when you build up that amount of adrenaline for an instant KO. Alright, and finally now for the fight. To start off, just rub your games necklace to get to the Barbarian outpost. I'm only showing the Waterfall dungeon because, in my opinion, that's the best place. You can just copy the same things wherever you're doing it. If you're doing it in Brimhaven or Chaos Tunnels, just copy what I'm doing here. But anyways, when you're doing the Waterfall dungeon, since this is the thing most people use, you're going to want to run south until you get to this bridge. Go to the most eastern bridge, and then you're going to go through this house. You may have to open the gates and the doors and stuff, but not a huge deal. Then board the raft. And here you're going to need to use your rope on the rock. Do not try to swim, or you will end up falling down the waterfall. There is like a swim option, but do not use it. And you're just going to crawl over to the other side. And then here there's also a left click option to climb down the tree, but you need to use your rope or you will also fall off. And then here, make sure you have your Galarial's amulet on, or you won't be able to get in. And and then you're here. Now you can switch to your glory, and there's 3 places you can kill them. There's one spot to the west, one spot in the middle, and then there's the resource dungeon. Resource dungeon seems to be the best if you're trying to cannon, because it's wide open. As you can see, they're aggressive at first, but that's not a huge deal since they do hardly any damage. There's a spot right there by the armor stand that you can go to if you're getting hit too hard, where only one can attack you at a time. And then now it's just pretty straightforward. Just use your abilities. You can also use momentum if you want. Just charge them up with basic abilities. Use momentum, but I have found it to be slower, and in my opinion it's more boring. And here's the safe spot. So if you have a bone crusher here, that'd be great, because you have lots of big bones. You'll get free prayer XP, but it's not necessary. And so now you just use your abilities. Just the basic abilities hit pretty hard, and then the threshold abilities also hit even better. And then once you build up enough adrenaline for massacre, then you're ready to go. I'd recommend using a bunyip here. I didn't summon mine because I didn't plan on staying here for a long amount of time. Here's massacre, by the way. It's like almost a one hit every time. But yeah, summon your bunyip so that you won't need to eat at all. These guys do drop lobsters occasionally, so it almost takes away any need for food. You may want to bring a few low level food just in case. I do recommend picking up fire runes, not for money, but just because you may need to use fire runes as a spell. Instead of wasting your money buying them, just pick them up. It takes like 2 seconds. They drop like 150 at a time. Some other good drops are, they drop some rune items, most of the rare drop table things, like I got an uncut dragon stone here towards the end. Any of those things are good. Clue scrolls, all that stuff. And then you can also pick up the fire battle staffs. I pick up I think they drop rune arrows, any herbs you want to pick up. So you can make some decent money, and they do drop a decent amount of crimson charms. They mainly drop gold charms. If that's what you're looking for, then use gold charms. They drop a lot of those, but most people are looking for crimsons, and you can get like 20 of those each task, so it's not bad. I think it's like a 25% drop rate, or less than that, like maybe 15, I don't know. But you will build up some charms by the end of it. And so this is all you gotta do. If you want to AFK, you can click on auto retaliate and activate momentum, although they will become unaggressive after a while. And if you don't, you use your abilities and it gets pretty fun. There's once again another display of momentum. So that's pretty much it for this guide. Good luck with your Slayer tasks. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out, and if it did, give it a like. Subscribe if you want to see more Slayer guides and more series. And I'll see you guys in my other videos, hopefully.